What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. This time we're going to be discussing the Wolves versus Manchester City match preview. So we're going to be looking at all of the Manchester City's teams, the team news, how I think the game might go, and also some score predictions, and also an opposition look at Wolverhampton Wanderers too. Just wanted to say before we crack on with the video that if you could support my channel, subscribe, notifications on, daily football videos, daily Manchester City videos, and we'll crack on with the video now. So Manchester City, we're going up against Wolves away. Wolves have just been promoted from the Championship. They've had a fantastic season. They've got themselves a good manager. They've got themselves some very good players. And if I'm honest with you, I'm completely expecting Wolves to get the top half of it in the Premier League. They've made some absolutely quality signings. They've got some quality players. Rui Patricio in net. They've just signed. Fantastic. Played full of Portuguese talent, really. One of them players, Ruben Neves. And Manchester City have been linked with Ruben Neves with a move in January. He's been linked with a £60 million move. The Portuguese youngster, a defensive midfielder. Manchester City is an ideal time for us to be scouting him. Pep Guardiola and Manchester City can have a look at how good he performs. I mean, he's going to want to impress in this game. It makes him a danger man. A player that, if he wants to play for Manchester City, he's going to have extremely accurate passing, pressing, winning the ball back, and dictating play. And if he can do that for Wolves, then just imagine what you can do for the champions Manchester City. So Manchester City, first-hand look at Ruben Neves. Manchester City interested. We'll wait and see. I think it just gives Wolves a little bit of an edge in this game, knowing that Manchester City are interested. He'll want to go out there and impress, which means he's a danger to Manchester City. So we've got to be very careful in trying to null Wolves down. Now, we faced Wolves last season in the Carabao Cup, and if you remember rightly, one of the rare sides that came to the Etihad Stadium. Not only did they get a fantastic result in getting a draw and end up taking the match to penalties, where Man City end up ultimately winning, but they had quite a few chances to actually go and win the game. They just didn't put their chances away. Now, they've got promoted to the Premier League. One thing you need to do in the Premier League if you want to do well in the Premier League is you have to be extremely clinical. You're looking at teams like Burnley last season that we went to at Turf Moor that didn't really do anything, got presented one chance, managed to score, ended up getting a decent result. And Wolves will be looking for something similar. You ask what a good result for Wolves will be, and a good result for Wolves they'll take a point. Now, I'm looking for 3 points for Manchester City. If I'm honest with you, I'm looking for 3 points from every single game. That's no disrespect to Wolves. Every single game I'll be looking for Man City to get 3 points. With the champions, I firmly believe that we are the best side in England, and we should be playing every game the same. No matter if we're home or away, we should be looking for 3 points. That's just that's the situation we've got ourselves into now. We've got to 100 points, a result that probably won't ever be matched ever, but you know, we have to try and improve on that. How do you improve on that? Well, we're going up against a side that weren't in the Premier League last season, so 3 points, that's how you do that. For Wolves, they found a lot of space last season at the Etihad. I'm basing a lot of things on what I'm saying here from how they performed when they came to the Etihad. Wolves, when going forward, went forward with no fear, and I feel like they're going to be doing the same here at Molineux. They've got all the home fans on their back, or should I say they've got their back to back them up. Things could get, well, quite feisty really in this game. I'm expecting Wolves to sit back, be defensive, just like there was at the Etihad. I'm expecting them to come forward and attack hard, and attack with pace. They need to find the space. Only difference when Wolves faced Manchester City last season, Man City will have lined up, because we've got an injury to Benjamin Mendy, we'll have gone with the normal 4-3-3 style formation. With this, I'm expecting it to be a lot more difficult. Predicting a Pep formation and a Pep team is extremely difficult, mainly because the formation just changes whilst on the pitch. To line up with one side, you end up getting something completely different, and players being extremely versatile. And you end up with things like Raheem Sterling running around from left wing to right back to in the middle to being up front, to be everywhere, and that's what Man City require. So it doesn't really matter what formation, it changes as the game goes on. It keeps things unpredictable, and it keeps everyone on their toes. So Wolves have to find a way of being a unit and trying to keep that attack out, and then going forward being positive, trying to utilise what they're good at, which is, based on what they were at the Etihad, it was getting balls up and over and through Manchester City's high line, getting quick strikers onto the end of it and putting the ball into the net. They didn't put the ball into net, but they did everything else right at the Etihad. So Wolves, if they can add that little bit of quality, this would be an extremely difficult game for Manchester City. Man City, they'll do what I say every week, which is Man City will just do light bits of training, pass it around, get to the game, turn up, perform, win. That's what Manchester City do. That's what Pep's got Man City drilled into their heads. If you've watched the All or Nothing documentary that's on Amazon Video, you'll go check it out, you can. But it's very interesting because you see that Pep bases a lot of his philosophies upon his man management, and he's looking to try and motivate the players and make them think like winners and champions, because that's half the battle. It's a mental battle. You just got to believe in yourself. You believe in yourself and you do the basics of football. He's always insistent upon that. You'll get the results, and that's what we're looking for from this game. So Manchester City, I'm going to pop up my team prediction now just so I can talk you through how I think the game's going to go. I think we're going to line up with 3 at the back, so I think we're going to be going more for like a 3-5-2-ish formation, if you get where I'm coming from. You may well see Benjamin Mendy hogging the left attack rather than playing more like a left back, but you never know. But I've gone for Ederson in goal. Added bit of note for Ederson. Bravo injured. Ederson now very, very important to Manchester City. I have a feeling, I saw someone post it on Twitter, and I agreed 100%. I have a feeling, not necessarily Wolves, but as the Premier League season goes on, I have a feeling that teams are just going to start trying to get a little bits of nicks onto Ederson, because Ederson comes out of his goal, he's like a sweeper keeper. I have a feeling that we saw what Mane did when going for a 50-50 ball with Ederson last season. I have a feeling that more Premier League sides might be having a little bit of a I'm not deliberately trying to injure him, but just trying to deliberately roughen him up, try and force him out into an injury, because obviously Manchester City then have to rely on Aro Muric or Daniel Grimshaw, and they aren't the Brazil number 2, and therefore you're taking out a main threat of Manchester City. And also we've got no Kevin De Bruyne, so things don't look positive. But the positives are, we blitzed Huddersfield last week, we annihilated Arsenal, we've annihilated Chelsea, we've outplayed all 3 of them. And we've not really had our strongest 11 out, because a couple of them out injured and then others haven't done pre-season. So, in my opinion, it's a very dangerous game, this, for both sides. So, it'll be interesting. But I've gone for Ederson in goal. Right back or right wing, I think we might be seeing Kyle Walker. I hope to see Kyle Walker, and I think he'll replace Gundogan. I think we might go with more width in this game rather than being more narrow, or I don't recommend them going with more width anyway. Try and utilise space, because there's one thing that's very important in Pep's system, is space. I've gone for Company because he had a great game. I've gone for Laporte and John Stones. It'd be interesting to see how they perform if that ends up happening. I've gone for a midfielder, Fernandinho, and the 2 Silvers. Very interesting if we can see the 2 Silvers, would be really interesting. And I've gone for Sergio Aguero and Gabriel Jesus. Don't be surprised to see Raheem Sterling starting this game. I feel like one player that does come up short is Leroy Sané, but if Man City start finding things aren't working and we want to switch to playing with more attacking wingers and end up switching back to the normal like 4-3-3 style of formation, or they want to drop Jesus back, that's when a player like Leroy Sané can really hurt a side. And when them teams are getting very tired in the second half, they've done a lot of running, Man City do a lot of keep ball, Leroy Sané again can be used as an impact sub. So that's my team prediction. Let me know your team prediction in the comments below. How do I feel like this game's going to go? I feel like Wolves are going to be defensive. I'm almost certain of that. I feel like Wolves, if Man City don't score early on, are growing confidence in the game, the crowd will start to back them. It'll be loud, it'll be vocal. So very important that Man City can try and put them down early if they can. If they can't, then they've got a game on the hands. We're ended up with games like Burnley away, for example, where things just don't end up going right and you end up being frustrated. But this is a similar game to that Burnley one. I'm anticipating it with Wolves having the quality that they've got in their side, particularly players like Neves, Patricio in net. You know, we have to be on top of our game. If we're not on top of our game, we ain't going to win this game. We have to show complete respect to Wolves. They may have just come up from the Championship, but in my opinion, I think they're a top 10 side. They've made some quality signings. They're heading in the right direction. You can't rule out Wolves in the coming 2 seasons or so, maybe putting a serious threat into playing in European football, because they've got money there, they've got financial backing, and they're a well-run club. So we have to be careful in this game. We just have to play our game. If we can play our game, do it properly, I'm confident we could come out on top. Man City are just going to turn up. Like I said, they're going to pass it about, keep ball, keep possession. All about possession, pass and go, into space, switch it from one side to the other, keep knocking on the door, get shots in, be clinical. And if they can do that, they'll pick up the 3 points. So players like Aguero, very key in this one, fresh from a hat-trick. He's in my fantasy team, by the way. He'll be made my captain. So fingers crossed there. But players like Aguero, Wolves, they've got a problem. Whilst we have to show respect to Wolves, Wolves have to find a way of dealing with Aguero. And if it's not Aguero, it's Jesus. If it's not Jesus, then it's going to be Bernardo Silva. It's got David Silva. You've got Benjamin Mendy bombing down. Could be having Kyle Walker coming from the other side. You know, it's just constant pace. It's constant knocking. It's tiring work. It is hard work. Wolves will be motivated. Manchester City will be motivated. It's going to be a class game. 12:30 on Saturday. Make sure that you do check it out. Like I said, I think Enquiries is going to be the main man to stop. I just want to give a big shout out to Benjamin Mendy, because if Wolves can stop Benjamin Mendy, you cut off the whole threat of the left flank. His balls in, I calculated them, I think over half of his balls into the box found the man against Huddersfield. Very impressive. He looks up, he finds the man, whips in with pace, good crosser of the ball. Sometimes they're not so good, sometimes they're right on the money. If he gets them right on the money, he'll be adding to his assist list. They need to keep Benjamin Mendy quiet in this game, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below, though, of that one. So, there we go. That's been my match preview. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll have a match analysis out after the game tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Make sure that you subscribe with your notifications on. If you did enjoy the video, leave a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Social media links there in the description below, along with my email. If you want to hit me up with any business enquiries or any sponsorships or anything, then please do feel free with that. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel, JSGC Gaming, and my brother's partner channel, Mixed Do Mixology Drinks. I'll leave the links to them at the end of the video. I'll leave a link up with one of my other videos, so I'll go and check that out too. Don't forget to go and check out all my other content. Go and like and subscribe over to them channels if you wish, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the match analysis of this game with Wolves, 12:30. That is UK British summertime BST. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure that you are watching. So I'll see you all again tomorrow. It's been JSGC. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy the game. See you tomorrow. Peace. Ciao for now.